What's up, fourth grade mathematicians? We'll get started today on this lesson 22 problem set. So the problems we're doing today are really not that difficult. They're problems we're familiar with. The only difference is we are going to be given whole numbers and we need to decompose them. We need to break them up so they're more easy manageable fractions. So let's get started with number 1. Add access to draw a tape diagram to match each number sentence, and then complete the number sentence. Okay, let's get started with A. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my whole number, which is 3. I'm going to look at my whole number, which is 3, and I'm going to divide that up into 3 equal pieces because that is my whole number. But then I'm looking at it and I need to add 1/3. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to take one piece and look, okay, so what would one piece look like if I divided up into 1/3? Well, it would look like this, right? So this means that I need to add on, since I'm adding, I need to add on one more equal piece that looks like this. Okay? And at the end of the day, then, I have 3 here, and I have 1/3 here. And I know that 3 plus 1/3 is just 3 and 1/3. Okay? Go ahead and try B on your own. And let's scroll down and do C together. It's the same situation. First thing I'm going to do is draw that handy dandy tape diagram. Cut it up into 3 equal pieces. So we know that this is equal to 3, and each one of them is equal to 1. But then I know I need to subtract. So I need to subtract 1/4 instead of add 1/4. So I'm just going to take one piece and divide it up into 4 equal pieces, because once again, my denominator is 4. And I'm going to subtract one piece. I'm going to take away one piece because I'm subtracting 1/4. And how much do I have left now? Well, I have 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 2, and 3/4. Okay, I have 2 and 3/4 left over because I have 2 equal same size pieces, and then I've subtracted 1/4. So now I have 2 and 3/4. Go ahead and try D on your own. And number 2 is pretty simple. All you have to do is use the following 3 numbers to write two subtraction, and write 2 addition number sentences. So you're going to look at A, you're going to look at B, and you're going to rearrange those numbers to equal a subtraction and addition number sentences. So, for example, for 2A, I might say that 6 plus 3/8 is equal to 6 and 3/8. Okay? So go ahead and write a subtraction sentence and then 2 more sentences for B. Let's scroll down and do 3 together. So 3 asks, solve using a number bond. And then you're going to draw a number line to represent each number sentence. Okay, so the difference now is that we're tasked with now drawing number bonds. And we already are pretty familiar with number bonds. They are just helpful in helping us decompose our numbers. So we're going to use number bonds for our whole numbers. And our trick right now is we want our number bonds to equal some number and 1, because we really want just that one whole number. Okay? So I'm going to break this 5 up into 4 and 1, because I know that 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. And then I'm like, okay, I now am able to make this 1 into a more manageable fraction, so I could then subtract this 2/3. And what fraction do I need to turn this 1 into? Well, 3/3, right? Because 3/3 is equal to 1. So I'm going to have 3/3, and I'm going to subtract that by 2/3. And we know that 3 minus 2 is 1, and my denominator stays the same. So 3/3 minus 2/3 is 1/3. But we cannot forget about this 4, okay? We cannot forget about this 4 because this 4 still exists. So my final answer would be 4 and 1/3. Okay, so we broke it up into a more manageable fraction. Let's also show this using a number line. So just for the sake of making it easy, I'm just going to, or for the sake of time, I should say, instead of drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's just start at 4 and go to 5. Because we know that we're subtracting fractions that are less than a whole. So our fraction will not be less than 4. Okay? So we have 4 and 5, and how in the world am I going to divide this up? Well, I'm going to divide this up into 3 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, because my denominator is 3. And I start off with this 5, and I need to move 2 spaces over to the left because I am subtracting. 1, 2. So we got our same, here I also will write, just so you guys can see, this is 4 2/3, 4 2/3, and then 5, or 4 3/3. And once again, we get our same answer of 4 1/3 when I start off at 5 and move 2 spaces to the left because I am subtracting by 2. Okay, so go ahead, try C and D on your own. 4 asks us to just complete the subtraction sentences using number bonds. So that means we no longer need to use these number lines. So use it if it's helpful. Use the tape diagrams if it's helpful, but it is not necessary. So what I'm going to do for 4a, so I'm going to look at this 3, this whole number, and divide it up into 2 and 1. Because I really want this 1, this whole number 1, to divide that up into a more manageable fraction. I'm going to look at my denominator, which is 10, and I know that 1 is the same thing as 10/10. So now I have 2 and 10/10 minus 1/10. I have equivalent, I have like denominators. And then I know that 2 stays the same because there's no whole number here. 10 minus 1 is 9. And then 10 is my denominator. So my answer is 2 9/10. Go ahead and try the rest B, C, D, E, and F on your own. Great job for getting after it. These are not easy problems, but with more and more practice, you will get better.